Let's see what it look like, man. Let's see if you on board or whatever is anybody. So how you feel?
I don't know if it's the fact that I know it can't be him that throws me off or what.
Does it look natural?
No.
Are you willing to overlook it though?
I'm fully willing to overlook it. I'm fully willing to overlook it. But like if I had to sit and just look at it, I'm like, some they didn't do, like I don't know if it's like the edge lighting, which so far as I can tell is on point.
So that's what he looked like. I'm gonna get another clip when he was actually talking. Because it's
like I think they probably didn't compile quite enough face data.
Well, I believe they use another actor's face, and they use another actor's face.
But like because ideally, even if you're using face replacement, you want to use someone who resembles the person, anyways.
Yeah, right. They got somebody that looked like them, and they did a de-aging. Somebody said they could just de-age Mark Hamill, but Mark Hamill, two things: Mark Hamill and use Mark Hamill voice. He don't sound like that anymore.
Yeah.
Now let me see if I can get a clip with him talking. If I can,
because like that's the real problem here is like if you want like his voice is a lot gruffer than it ever was back then.
He's the old man now.
You know, like he's got a very grizzled voice, and like even by the time he started playing the Joker, he had something of that.
Right. Well, he always did voice work, and after a while, your voice really natural speaking voice get real deep and gravelly because you see there with singers,
but like
a lot of singers that sing real high. When they talk with a deep voice.
Yeah.
Because all they vocal cords are strained so much.
The way Prince talked, you know.
What's her name? Mariah Carey,
yeah.
Beyonce, all of them got deep ass voices. Cher.
I think the polite term is husky, but
that's because how much they use their vocal cords.
But it's like that's just gonna happen. You know?
Right, that's what I'm saying. So his normal speaking voice don't sound like it does when he was in his 20s or whatever. So maybe because he do voice work, maybe he can get that. But I was hearing that they might just use, some computer stuff to make them sound like.
I mean, they could, but I feel like
let's hear it as soon as I can find it.
You don't want to have that much processing on one character.
Yeah. So if I can freaking find it, like I had them and they just disappeared. Clips of Mark Hamill actually talking.
Like it would be the reverse of Hayden Christensen playing Vader in that one scene.
Which they use that to. I don't know what happens to the. There it is. Like what the fuck happened to the damn playlist I made? Typical. So anywho. So this one it's not really showing it. I wanted to show Luke's face, but this got the little, like a watermark on it. Let's see. Oh, yeah, and not to mention Moff Gideon tried to do a little, but we'll get to that. I just want to get more of Luke. I'm so done with this crap. Because it like to do this like right when you trying to do something. So anyway.
We got something in the chat over there, I think. I think we got something in the chat.
Oh. Can you look it up?
Yeah.
Because I can't see shit.
Uno momento, folks.
It's too little. But anyway, hold on. Let's see if I can get Luke.
A Jedi.
There we go. Listen to him talk. Let me shut up.
Are you a Jedi? I am.
You think he sound the same? I think he sound the same.
Sound close enough that I can't.
Let's hear him say more stuff.
Come, little one. doesn't want to go with you.
He wants your permission. He is strong with the Force. But talent without training is nothing.
You know what the problem is with that face replacement?
What?
The eyes.
Yeah, it's almost like I don't see enough movement in the face.
Yeah.
You know, where
Yeah.
and that's if we really look into it. You know what I'm saying? I was so excited that I didn't even really care. But then when I was watching it, you know what I'm saying, I was
Yeah.
kind of like so into it. You know what I'm saying?
Like I think that's what does it for me, because like his eyes are dead. Like his eyes
Like
are
that's
just dead.
not PS4, that's PS3.
Yeah. This is Mass Effect Andromeda.
Man,
but,
I played Arkham City for since for a while. I ain't played it in a long time. That's one of my favorites. And I started looking at the way it looked like they all wear a mask. It looked like they were like so. Ain't nobody really talking, but if you play Arkham Knight,
Yeah.
it's like, okay, I can see, regular, but you go back and play it, it looked like everybody just got a mask on.
Yeah.
It's crazy. But yeah, the eyes look kind of dead.
Yeah.
Let's see. But what about the voice?
I will give my life to protect the child. But he will not be safe until he masters his abilities.
That's good enough though, man. Come on, we can't get
It'll do. It'll do.
Dude, I'm not going to get picky right now.
In the chat, PI Forever is saying Disney has too many resources for him to look that bad, but it was cool that he was in it. And that's pretty much where we're at with it. It's like, it should have been better. It should have been better. I'm not going to complain a lot because I'm just glad to see him, and I'm glad to see him doing some badassery. But at the same time, like, if you're going to have us right up in his face,
yeah.
then you should have put forth the time and effort to make it right.
Yeah. I mean, if Sebastian Stan would have took off that cloak, would you been mad?
No, I wouldn't have been mad at all. Cause like one, I'm already on board with him looking like enough like Luke that he can double Luke. I don't know if he can do the voice, but like I feel like he can do a voice. He can at least get that close.
Yeah, or they can just
I will
ADR.
give my life to protect the child.
Like, and that's another thing. If you're gonna do face replacement, you can do better ADR.
Yeah. I don't know, man. When I look at it, it do look like it's a special. It do kind of like a special effect, but that's because we know though.
But like my point is, like, if it's not at the point where you can do face replacement, be right up in somebody's face, and it be right, then don't get right up in their face. And I also like, and this is just a personal thing. I'm not an expert, so I can't say this for sure, but if we can get to the point that we can recreate, Mark Ruffalo's face for the Hulk, and we can do, God, what's the dude's name that plays Thanos?
Shoot. Yeah.
But like,
What's his name?
Yeah, but like we can perfectly recreate these people.
Josh Brolin.
We can recreate these folks' faces to the point where they look like real faces.
Yeah.
Even though they clearly can't be real, then how come we can't do face replacement to that level?
Well, see, you wouldn't ask that question if he was supposed to be a green alien instead of a regular human.
But what I'm saying,
Because he can have the same flaws with a green alien face.
but no, this is my problem.
you
So
wouldn't
this is
ask
the
that
thing with face replacement, right? So when you do a CGI face, they can make the pores stretch. So, like one of the problems with Moff Gideon is when his face is moving, his face doesn't stretch. It just changes to a different blend of the facial features.
Yeah.
So it's not his face. They're not building a CGI version of the face, which I honestly think would improve face replacement. If they use these models that they build, because they take like all these different face plates from different angles, making different shapes with the mouth and eyes. If they use that model to make a CGI face replacement, it would look better than what they're doing with these. Because with the face replacement technology they use, they fill in gaps.
Yeah.
So that someone who isn't the person can look like the person long enough to fool someone watching.
Right. So, okay, this is what I think. On watching it, the first time I did notice it was, not quite, what I'm saying, it was a little off or whatever. And then the second time I actually watched it twice. I never watched these like back to back. I watched this back to back, and I watched it again, and I was like, yeah, his face do look a little off or whatever. But this what I think would have been even better if they would have brought out Sebastian Stan as Luke and just said, hey, are y'all cool with us replacing Luke with a new actor? Because Mark is too old, and we don't. The facial reconstruction ain't there yet, where it looks so perfect that you wouldn't be out of it. Are y'all cool as the fans? Are y'all cool with us replacing Luke? Because we want to bring Luke back in here, and are y'all cool with us getting this guy in there as Luke? Let's just see what the fans say.
Right.
They never do that.
And
you know what I'm saying?
I think like the vocal majority of the fan base has been like approving enough of the idea of it that it would have at least been worth trying it here. He's only going to be in here for like 2 minutes. He's only going to be showing his face for 30 seconds.
Yeah.
So let's go ahead and do it, see how that works, and then if it works, we can do it again. If it doesn't, we always can fall back on the face replacement.
Yeah, I know. And then that's what I'm saying, that they can use, if they do face replacement, do more with the cloak on, more in shadow, more action shots from a distance, you know, and where we won't be too looking at it and then noticing. Because the more I look at it, the more I notice it don't look right. Yeah. You know, but if I wasn't tripping off of it, I'd probably let it slide. And if they would had him like in the middle of doing something, I really wouldn't worry about it. Yeah. But it was just walk up, you know, hey, like, you know, take the hood off. My name is Luke. Look at my face. You see my eyes, they look dead, huh? But that's because I'm tired. Don't worry about that. You know what I'm saying? No, it's cool. You know, it's just the fact that if they would have just went with Sebastian Stan and said, hey, fans, are y'all cool with this? Just for once, let us say yes or no.
Well, like, I even think, like, going forward, I think if they're going to keep trying to do these callbacks, they'd be better served by saying, all right, look, we're going to treat this like the stuff that's been out now, you know, so, like, we know that Luke has gotten old, right? Instead of, like, trying to recapture young, Mark Hamill, let's come up with a new young Luke Skywalker who looks like Luke Skywalker.
But see, that's the thing.
And that's the good thing about if they could go with Sebastian Stan.
Right. One, he's already with Disney. So it ain't going to be no big contract thing. And I think I heard him say he's willing to do it.
Oh, yeah.
So the actor wanted to do it. He's with Disney. It's just the fact that I think, one, they want to show off, not really show off, but they want to use that technology. Yeah. And this is kind of like a test for it.
Like, I think they're still trying to justify the use of it because it's very resource consuming. Like they're
not going to be able to do a whole series like that.
No, they would
just cameos.
You would burn out whole server rooms trying to do that. Like, that stuff takes a ridiculous amount of.
But not only that, you'll be looking the whole time at his face. Yeah, you know, unless they're going to do a Mandalorian. Keep the helmet on the whole time. Well, Luke be like, I'm now Mandalorian. I can't take my mask off.
Hey, Luke, how come you never take your hood down? This is the way.
Yeah. But no, man, I was cool with it. I was cool with it, man. Yeah. Just for the story wise, but I really wish they would just go ahead and cast Sebastian Stan. Like, I'm willing to recast it, and I want them to try to kind of address it. Not just, hey, this what it is, like it or don't like it. Address that and be like, hey, fans, are y'all cool with us recasting them? And are y'all cool with us recasting them with Sebastian Stan? And they never really ask our opinion.
And I think most people would be, you know.
Hell yeah. Like, that's your best Luke so far as actors wise. Yeah. The best Luke you're going to get. Not only that, he proved himself as a good actor and a good, competent action star in the Marvel properties. So I'm 100% on board for that.
You know, but yeah, I know we're for it. In our chat, I know PI Forever is for it. Most of the people I've talked to about the idea of for it, like, I think the fan base is with it.
Yeah,
Disney just needs to actually listen.
I mean, but you know, like they want to check out that. Yeah. They want to test out that tech.
Yeah.
And that was the best way to do it with the Luke. And at the end, they said Mark Hamill in the credits. So I'm looking like
that might have been him doing the voice.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I think they credited somebody say Jedi, the Jedi,
Yeah.
which is the person that was standing in for Mark Hamill. So they had somebody standing in with some whatever, the little dots on their face, and then they put Luke on there. It was all right, but
like, because I think like one of the worst things you can do is try to ask somebody to sound like themselves.
Yeah, especially an older version of him.
I think it rarely works out.
By listening to what I heard, I think they changed it with the computer, with the tape.
Yeah, I think they processed his voice, tried to raise the pitch, smooth it out.
Yeah, so they just listened to the old audio and they was like, let's combine that. Book of Boba Fett. And I don't know what they're going to do with Luke as far as, now somebody says he might show up in the Ahsoka Tano show.
Yeah. Because I think they're going to try to wrap a lot of the Rebel stuff up in the Ahsoka show as well.
Yeah. So I think a lot of this was proof of concept as far as we want to show Luke in other people's shows, but we want to know, does this work? Will everybody accept this? But the problem is everybody's just so excited just to see Luke, they will accept.
I'm hoping they'll take their time coming to this decision. Because, like I said, there's a better way to do this, So if it's just a matter of, well, what do the fans think? Well, the fans told you what they thought before you came up with the face replacement. Just cast Sebastian Stan and we cool. If you just gonna process the voice anyways, you can go out and get someone who can do a decent like Luke Skywalker impersonator, and just have them do the ADR, and we straight.
Yeah, honestly, they can do this without all the original people, but they just do it out of respect or whatever.
Yeah, I feel it, but it's not necessary.
Yeah, but you know what? We owe Mark Hamill.
Yeah,
Star Wars owed Mark Hamill.
Yeah,
Lucasfilm owes Mark Hamill. I don't mean money. I mean respect, because in the last two movies they did him so wrong, and Mark, he don't seem like he got health issues, but it seemed like he get a little too excited. And sometimes he'd be like, just calm down, Mark. No, don't try to calm me down. It just like he get a little too excited, and it might make his blood pressure a little too high. And I think they just need to not push back on Mark so much.
Well, you know what? Because I think the whole thing with him on the sequel trilogy was he kept telling us look, I know y'all don't believe this, but I kind of know this character.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The fact that they didn't listen to nothing he said in the sequel trilogy, and they just made Luke any way they wanted and didn't take none of his input. You can tell that bothered him so much that he was like, "I'm done with Star Wars."
Well, he was. That's why he was showing his ass as Luke, because he was trying to tell him, "Nah, y'all effed up."
I'm just saying, even as doing interviews and all that, every time he was
he
very vocal about, "I don't like this. I don't like what y'all doing. This is not the character I created," and Kathleen Kennedy is always like a little snake creeping around, talking about some, well, let me cut you off there. Mark is doing this, and we're going to have him. And it's like, no, man trying to talk, Kathleen. Now, don't make me call Christian Bale over here. But, I think, like you said, they could do it without him, but they owe Mark Hamill.
Yeah, you're right.
From all the BS they did with the sequels.
Yeah.
Just because it's the right thing to do.
You're right. You're right. I'll give it that. If for no other reason, y'all need to pay this man back for the blood, sweat, and tears he's put into this franchise, and the way y'all hold him in the sequel trilogy.
That's what I'm saying. So, I don't think they're gonna have a Luke show in the new shows coming out, but I think they want him to show up in a lot of people. Other shows, because the time frame is he was active. He was very active. I wouldn't mind seeing the Jedi Academy, the way he put that whole thing together, and that could make a good series.
I wouldn't mind a Jedi Academy show.
And and the good thing is when they do these series, they don't have to do a long, drawn out series. It could just be one mini series to give us one story, and then they can move on.
Yeah,
that's part of a series, because they always trying to find something. Instead of telling a good story once or one and done, they always trying to find something and go 15 seasons so they can just milk it, in which they'll just give you all these damn fillers.
And I think this is one of the places where Hollywood doesn't really understand how to handle a franchise like Star Wars. And they're starting to get the idea where it's like, well, look, why don't we just tell a bunch of different stories? Whatever sticks, sticks. Whatever doesn't, we did it. We move on to the next.
Yeah. So I think that's what they might be doing, just like 6-part miniseries and just move on, because that's what they're doing with Obi-Wan.
Yeah.
Because a lot of them, where they got a lot of movie actors, they was going to do movies, and then they decided to make them series on Disney Plus, which works so much better. And they're not going to be around for multiple seasons. So that, you know what I'm saying, that helps. That helps us as fans just to get what we want without no drawn out, you know, because they'll not give you what you want just so they can push it out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then by the time they give you what you want, you're like, man, I'm kind of tired. I'm done with that. You know what I'm saying?
And I think it's important, like, and I get how this blind spot comes up, but like, if you're working on these things, you have to remember you're not the fans. Once you're on the creative side of it, you are no longer the fan. So you have to keep immersing yourself in what the fan base is saying. You don't have to kowtow to them,
Right.
but you do have to answer to, you know, some of their expectations about this content.
But at some point, you got to say, I can't just make what I want. I gotta give them somewhat what they want, because they paying for it.
Yeah.
Because what if all the fans just stop buying all the merch, stop seeing, you know, you got to do something that they asking. You can't just say, oh, I had this idea and I only want to do this. No, this was already existing property.
Yeah.
This ain't something you just made up.
Exactly.
You know? So that was the end of The Mandalorian, season 2. That was the last episode. Best episode of the season, in my opinion.
Yeah.
What about you? What you think?
No, absolutely. 100%. Like, the last 3 episodes are the top 3.
You know what? They
The
could make
top-
a little movie out of those last 3 episodes.
You know what? Someone will do it.
Yeah. I would love to see an edit put in the last just like one movie or whatever. But yeah, it was good. And I heard season 3 supposed to be dropping like next December.
Next December, I think December 21st.
But I'm guessing we're gonna have other shows in between that before we get there.
I think
Hopefully they might not have nothing ready though.
I think at least one of their projects is gonna be coming out before then.
Well, we're gonna have Marvel to wear the appetite.
True.
Because
True.
I think they ain't start working on none of these yet. We are no. They are working on Endor.
Yeah.
Cassie.
Whatever.
Hey, we'll watch it, you know.
Like, I'm not against anything Star Wars per se, you know, except the sequel trilogy.
Yeah.
But
I mean, look, CGI not the best to put to side. This make me feel good about Star Wars. Just seeing Luke made me feel good.
This
again.
episode has pretty much everything I love about Star Wars in this episode. I love the VFX. I love the sound design. You know, I love the fight choreography.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, everything was on point, man.
Yeah.
It was, it's like get out of a relationship because you was like, okay, I need to move on. I'm going there. Because after Rise of Skywalker, I was like, man, all right, I'm done with Star Wars. And I'm like, it's like getting out of a relationship. I'm going this way, they're going that way. You know, stuff done. And then, and when I saw Luke again, I'm like, damn,
You know,
I'm back.
like your ex ain't quite left. They looking good. You know,
Right. It's like until you see that person that you said you done with, then it's like, oh man, damn, we back. Because I mean, I grew up with this dude, man. You know what I'm saying? And what they did to him in the other movies, I'm like, that ain't the dude I grew up with.
Yeah.
I grew up with this guy. You know, this guy I knew growing up. You know, we saw him from a snot-nosed punk kid turn into a Jedi master.
Well, like, and that's the great thing about a character like Luke, where when you start off, he's like, he's just some dude. He's just some dude. Why are we
A
following?
foreign kid that was getting on people's nerves, like, what's that flashing? You know, all that stuff. And then he turned into it. We watched him grow and turn to a Jedi master.
Yeah.
You know, you can't just spit on that.
Like, Luke earned our respect.
Right.
You know, and so, like, to see him done wrong is just, it's painful.
Yeah.
So, like, I'm happy to see them coming back and give him what that character is due.
Right. And far as I know, they're going to do a lot more with that character moving forward. And this is, like I said, this is a good step in the right direction for anybody that loved the originals.
Like, and not only that, for folks who are familiar with the expanded universe, these are Luke's best years we're getting into.
Yeah, because they always stuff that they wrote down.
Yeah.
Now I heard he was a OP though, but they might tone some of that
Yeah,
down.
he was a bit OP.
But anyway, that is our reaction, discussion, breakdown, recap, review for the Mandalorian, Chapter 16, The Rescue.
Hell of a season finale, man.
Yeah, hell of a season finale, and I believe what's Mandy's real name again?
Din Djarin.
Yeah, he is going to be retiring. He's going to get a moisture farm on Tatooine, and he's going to kick back, and he might get back with old girl when they did the Seven Samurai.
Yeah.
Go back, get you another ship, go back and see her. She ain't gonna recognize you. She's gonna have your helmet off and be like, "I took my helmet off. What you think?" She, "Oh, I'm married now."
Well, because he sure ain't getting no play with none of the chicks that was in this episode.
Yeah,
they
I
way
mean,
out of his
he
level.
could try to holler at Sasha Banks, but she probably ain't.
Look,
She probably like him a little rough. She probably want to mess with Boba Fett. She probably come back. They probably have some rough sex later.
but yeah, man. God, I love this episode.
But
I will be rewatching this episode.
I know. I told you I watched it, but I backed it up, watched it again. I was like, well, let me just watch a little bit of it. I ended up watching the whole thing. But anyway, season 3 supposed to be next year. We'll get of course you're gonna get a review from
Of
us.
course.
And whatever else they got going on in Star Wars. I guess, man, we're gonna go ahead and wrap it up.
Yeah.
Thanks for checking out the video. If anybody watching, please subscribe to the channel. Share the video to anybody that you think would be interested in our content. We just got 500 subscribers.
Man, finally. we making it, y'all.
We
Hey,
moving
look,
at a snail pace.
Hey, but we moving.
If I don't know if PI Forever still in the chat. You know, that dude jumped, man. They jumped crazy high numbers. We trying to get to y'all numbers.
Yeah, man.
But they got 500. That's something for us because we was not getting no subscribers for the longest.
Yeah.
So if you watch the video, you like it, please subscribe, share it with people that you think would be interested.
And if you're still here, go ahead and, watch some of our videos. Give us some thumbs up. Drop some comments, man. We do like to get some interaction from y'all. We do like to hear what y'all think about the stuff we putting down. So go ahead, man. Just go ahead and check us out. Tell your friends about us.
Yes. And we are out of here. We will be streaming Wednesday. We kind of got a little schedule right now.
Yeah.
We stream every Wednesday at I say maybe 6. I'll put up the time on the channel, but Wednesday around 6 p.m. and Saturdays at noon. So that is our streaming schedule for now. And we'll get back to you if anything change on that. All right, y'all. We out of here.
Peace.
Peace, y'all.